You're sifting through your pocket change and suddenly, you spot a 2017 D. Lincoln penny. Could this humble coin be your ticket to a $1.7 million payday? Let's dive into the world of coin collecting, separate fact from fiction, and maybe share a laugh or two along the way. First things first, let's get acquainted with our coin of interest. The 2017 D. Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, featuring the Union Shield design on the reverse, a symbol representing Lincoln's preservation of the United States as a single country. With over 4.2 billion of these coins produced, they're about as common as finding a selfie stick at a tourist spot. Now, onto the burning question. Is your 2017 D penny worth a staggering $1.7 million? In short, no. While we'd all love to stumble upon a fortune in our spare change, the reality is a bit more grounded. According to USA Coinbook, a standard 2017 D Lincoln Shield penny in uncirculated, mint condition is valued at around 36 cents. Even in pristine condition, cointrackers.com estimates its value at about $3. So, unless your penny has some extraordinary error or unique feature, it's not going to fund your dream vacation. While the 2017 D penny might not make you a millionaire, there are pennies out there that could. Let's take a look at some of the most valuable ones. This coin is the stuff of legends. During World War II, the U.S. Mint switched to steel pennies to conserve copper. However, a few bronze planchets got mixed in, resulting in this rarity. One sold for a whopping $2.30 million. 1969 double die Lincoln penny. Due to a minting error, this penny features noticeable doubling in the inscriptions. Only about 30 of these are known to exist, with one fetching $126,500 at auction. 1983 D bronze Lincoln penny. In 1983, pennies were supposed to be made from zinc with a copper coating. However, a few were mistakenly struck in bronze. One of these rarities sold for $1. For 100, these coins are valuable due to their rarity and unique errors. So, while your 2017 D penny might not be a jackpot, it's always worth keeping an eye out for these uncommon treasures. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was convinced I had found a rare penny. It was a 1992 Lincoln cent with a close AM in America, a known rarity. My heart raced as I imagined the possibilities. I sent it off for grading, only to learn it was a regular penny with some wear and tear. The lesson? Not every old or unusual-looking coin is valuable, but the thrill of the hunt is part of the fun. If you're intrigued by the world of coin collecting, here are some friendly tips to get you started. Learn about key dates, mint marks, and common errors. Knowledge is your best tool. You never know what might turn up in your pocket or piggy bank. Always take a second look. A good magnifying glass and a reference book can help you spot valuable coins. Connect with other collectors through clubs or online forums. Sharing experiences can be both educational and enjoyable. Oils from your skin can damage coins. Hold them by the edges and consider using gloves. While your 2017 D Lincoln penny might not make you a millionaire, the world of coin collecting offers endless opportunities for discovery and enjoyment. It's a hobby that combines history, art, and the thrill of the hunt. So, next time you find a penny, take a closer look. You might just uncover a piece of history. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coins and want more tips on identifying valuable currency, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts, and let's explore the fascinating world of numismatics together. All right, folks, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you actually looked at your pocket change? I mean, really looked at it? If your answer is never or I don't even carry cash anymore, you might want to rethink that strategy, because somewhere out there, there's a 1978 D Lincoln penny worth a mind-blowing $1.80 million. Yeah, you heard me right. A single cent. One lonely little penny. Worth more than a Lamborghini, your dream home, and a lifetime supply of bacon combined. And guess what? It could be sitting in your car's cup holder right now. Today, we're diving into what makes this rare 1978 D penny so special, how you can spot one, and why someone is willing to pay a fortune for it. Plus, I'll share a personal story about how I once almost threw away a valuable coin. Rookie mistake. So, grab your magnifying glass because by the end of this video, you might just be a millionaire. What's so special about the 1978 D penny? Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just a penny. What could possibly make it worth that much? Well, my friends, this isn't your average, everyday, been through the wash a million times kind of penny. This one has a rare mint error that makes it incredibly valuable. Back in 1978, the Denver Mint was cranking out pennies like nobody's business. But somewhere along the way, a few of them were struck on the wrong planchet. A planchet being the blank metal disc that eventually becomes a coin. Instead of copper, these pennies were mistakenly struck on a leftover silver dime planchet. That's like baking a cake and realizing you accidentally used salt instead of sugar. Big oops. Now, because these errors were so rare, only a handful of these pennies are believed to exist. And collectors? Oh, they go absolutely bananas for stuff like this. Alright, so let's say you dig through your coin jar and find a 1978 D penny. How do you know if it's the one? Wait, a regular penny from 1978 should weigh about 3.11 grams. But this error penny is much lighter, around 2.3 grams, because it was struck on a dime planchet. So grab a scale. This is like weighing a gold nugget in disguise. Color. It won't have that classic coppery shine. Instead, it might look silver, or even a little dull compared to your other pennies. That's a huge red flag, green flag. Edge. A normal penny has a smooth edge, but since this one was struck on a dime planchet, you might see a partial reeded edge, kind of like what you'd see on the side of a dime. That's a surefire sign you're onto something big. Mint mark? Look for that little D mint mark under the year 1978. That means it was made in Denver, and that's the exact version we're hunting for. Now, let me tell you a quick story that still haunts me to this day. Years ago, before I really got into coin collecting, I had a handful of old pennies sitting on my desk. One day, I decided to do some spring cleaning and, like an absolute fool, I dumped them all into a Coinstar machine without checking them. Fast forward a week, and I read an article about a rare penny from the same time period, worth thousands of dollars. I broke into a cold sweat. I had no proof, no way to go back and check. To this day, I'll never know if I accidentally fed a fortune into that greedy little green machine. Let this be a lesson to all of you. Always check your change before you cash it in. Okay, so let's talk money, because that's why we're all here, right? This 1978 D-era penny recently made headlines when one sold for a jaw-dropping $1.8 million at auction. That's not just pocket change, my friends. That's life-changing money. Collectors are willing to pay insane amounts for rare errors like this because they're so unique. Think of it like collecting baseball cards, except instead of a rookie card, you've got a 1 in a million mistake from the U.S. Mint. A 1978 D. Lincoln penny could be worth $1.8 million if it was struck on a silver dime planchet. You should always check your pennies for weight, color, edge details, and mint marks. Never, and I mean never, blindly dump your old coins into a Coinstar machine unless you enjoy torturing yourself with what-if scenarios. Now, here's my challenge to you. The next time you get a handful of change, take a minute and check those pennies. Who knows? You might be holding a $1 million mistake. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on valuable coins, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments, what's the coolest coin you've ever found? Digging through your couch cushions, looking for spare change to grab a coffee, and boom. You spot a 1979 D. Lincoln penny. Just another penny, you think? But what if I told you that little copper coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.9 million? Yeah, that's right. A penny. Worth more than a mansion. Stick around, because today, we're diving deep into why this 1979 D. Lincoln cent is making collectors go absolutely bananas. And hey, if you've ever tossed a penny aside, thinking it was worthless, don't worry, I've been there too. In fact, let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a coin that could have bought me a yard. So, picture this. I was at a gas station, counting out exact change because, gotta get rid of those pennies, right? The cashier is staring at me like I'm performing brain surgery because I'm taking forever. I finally hand over the change, and as I walk away, I hear a guy behind me say, "Hey man, you just spin a wheat penny?" Now, I'm no stranger to coin collecting, but in that moment, I froze. What now? I turn back, and this guy, a total stranger, is shaking his head like I just made the biggest mistake of my life. Turns out, that wheat penny was worth over $200. Yeah, I basically paid extra for my soda that day. But here's the thing, it could have been worse. What if it was a rare 1979 D penny? I would have walked away from millions without even knowing it, so let's make sure you don't make that mistake. Why is this penny worth $1.90 million? Alright, let's get to the good stuff. What makes this 1979 D Lincoln penny so valuable? It's not just any 1979 D penny. Most 1979 D pennies are worth, well, a penny. But this one, it has a rare error that makes collectors drool. The mystery mint error. This particular penny is struck on a silver dime planchet instead of a regular copper one. That's right, it's a penny that thinks it's a dime. Condition matters. This ultra-rare penny is in top-notch condition. We're talking mint state 67 plus, which is basically coin collector speak for so perfect it's almost illegal. The auction madness. One of these coins was recently auctioned for $1.9 million. That's more than a Lamborghini, more than a house, and definitely more than your entire coin jar combined. How to spot one in your change? Okay, so how do you find one of these bad boys? Check the date first. Make sure you've got a 1979 penny with the D mint mark. That means it was made in Denver. The silver test. This rare error penny is not copper. If your 1979 D penny looks silver or has a weird color, hold on to it. The weight test. A normal penny weighs 3.11 grams, but this error coin weighs about 2.5 grams because, remember, it was struck on a dime planchet. A small kitchen scale can help you check. The professional check. If you think you've got something special, send it to PCGS or NGC for grading. These are the top dogs in the coin authentication world. What to do if you find one? So, you find a 1979 D penny that looks different. Now what? First, don't spend it. I don't care how bad you want that coffee. Second, store it properly. A coin this valuable needs protection. So grab a coin holder or a plastic flip. Third, get it verified. Reach out to a coin dealer or auction house and get an expert opinion. If it's real, congratulations, you're sitting on a fortune. All right, folks, we've covered a lot today. You now know that a simple penny could be worth millions. So, next time you get change at the store, don't just shove it in a jar. Take a second and check. You never know. Your next coin could be a life-changing discovery. And hey, if you love learning about coins worth big money and how to find them, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I drop videos every week to help you turn pocket change into serious cash. Also, don't forget to smash that like button if you're now double-checking every penny you see. Ever thought that the humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1980 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a coin that some claim has fetched a staggering $2 million at auction. So, grab your magnifying glasses and let's embark on this numismatic adventure together. You're sifting through your spare change, and amidst the nickels and dimes, a simple 1980 penny catches your eye. No mint mark, just a regular old cent, right? But what if I told you that this unassuming coin could be the key to unimaginable riches? Intrigued? You should be. First things first, let's break down what we mean by a no mint mark penny. In the United States, coins are minted at various facilities, and these are typically indicated by mint marks: P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and W for West Point. However, pennies minted in Philadelphia traditionally didn't carry a mint mark until 2017, making the absence of a mint mark on a 1980 penny standard for that era. Now, onto the million, or should I say, $2 million question. Can a 1980 no mint mark penny truly be worth such an astronomical sum? The short answer is, unfortunately, no. While it's fun to dream, the reality is that most 1980 pennies without a mint mark are common and hold only their face value. Even in uncirculated mint condition, these coins might fetch a modest premium, but nothing approaching millions. The numismatic world is rife with tales of rare coins fetching high prices, and sometimes these stories get a little embellished. It's possible that confusion arose from sales of other rare pennies, such as the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die penny, which have been known to sell for substantial amounts. However, The 1980 no mint mark penny doesn't fall into this rare category. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was at a garage sale and stumbled upon a jar filled with old coins. Among them was a shiny 1980 penny with no mint mark. My heart raced as I recalled rumors of valuable pennies. Could this be my ticket to fortune? I rushed home, did some research, and well, let's just say I didn't quit my day job. But that experience ignited my passion for coin collecting and the rich history each piece holds. While the 1980 no mint mark penny won't make you a millionaire, the world of coin collecting offers countless treasures and stories waiting to be discovered. So, next time you find a peculiar coin, take a moment to explore its background. You never know what history you're holding in your hand. If you enjoyed this deep dive into numismatics and want to uncover more coin mysteries, tips, and tales, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our community, and let's continue this journey through the fascinating world of coins together. All right, folks, let me ask you something. Have you ever dropped a penny and thought, it's just a penny, not worth picking up? Well, today, you might want to rethink that because we're talking about a 1960 D Lincoln penny that's worth, are you ready for this? $2.1 million. That's right. A tiny copper coin you probably flipped into a wishing fountain could have bought you a mansion, a sports car, and a lifetime supply of cheeseburgers. Now, before you start tearing apart your couch cushions looking for one, let me walk you through why this little guy is so special, what makes it worth a fortune, and how you can spot one if you're lucky enough to have one in your collection. And stick around because I have a hilarious and slightly embarrassing story about a time I almost threw away a valuable coin. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Oh, what's the big deal about this penny? After all, it looks just like every other 1960 D Lincoln cent, right? Wrong. This particular penny is a double die obverse DDO error, which means the date and mint mark were struck twice, causing a noticeable doubling effect. And let me tell you, coin collectors go absolutely nuts for these types of minting mistakes. The doubling is especially noticeable on the 1960 date and the D mint mark. If you have a magnifying glass or superhero vision, check your pennies closely. If those numbers look slightly wonky, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Now, here's the thing. Not every 1960 D penny is worth millions. If that were the case, we'd all be millionaires, and I'd be filming this video from my private island. This specific error coin is incredibly rare. Only a handful have ever been found in near-perfect condition. The one that sold for $2.1 million was in MS-67 red condition, meaning it was basically in pristine shape. No scratches, no fingerprints, no signs of someone using it as a screwdriver. Looking at you, Uncle Bob. The better the condition, the higher the value. All right, so now you're probably wondering, how do I know if my 1960 D penny is the penny? Check the date and mint mark. Look for that doubling effect, especially on the D mint mark. Look at the color, a bright red, uncirculated penny has way more value than a dull brown one. Use a magnifying glass. Your eyes might not catch the details, but a good magnifying glass will help. Get it authenticated. If you think you have a winner, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Now, let me tell you about a time I almost threw away a valuable coin. It was a few years ago. I was at a gas station, and I got some change back from a purchase. Being the coin nerd that I am, I glanced at the pennies, but they looked like regular OL pocket change. So, what did I do? I tossed them into the leave a penny, take a penny tray and walked out. Fast forward a week later. I learned that one of the rare 1960 DDDO pennies had been spotted in circulation. My stomach dropped. I scrambled back to that gas station, hoping, praying, that my penny was still in that little tray. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. Moral of the story? Always check your change. You never know when you might be holding on to a life-changing penny. Oh, here's the deal. If you have a 1960 D penny, go grab a magnifying glass, check for that doubling, and who knows? You might just be sitting on millions without even knowing it. And if you love learning about coins worth serious money, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll be dropping more insider tips on rare coins, hidden treasures, and coin collecting strategies you don't want to miss. All right, folks, imagine this. You're digging through some old pocket change, looking for a quarter to feed the parking meter, and bam, You stumble across a regular OL 1968 penny. No big deal, right? Wrong. Because if that penny happens to be a 1968 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, you just hit the jackpot. And I mean a $2.20 million jackpot. That's right, a tiny, ordinary-looking coin could be worth more than a brand-new Ferrari. So, before you go spinning that penny on a stick of gum, you might want to check your stash. Today, we're diving deep into the mystery, rarity, and insane value of this coin. Plus, I'll share a personal story about how I almost threw away a coin worth serious money. So stick around, and let's talk treasure. Now, you might be wondering, what's so special about a 1968 penny without a mint mark? I mean, it's still just a penny, right? Well, that's like saying a lottery ticket is just a piece of paper. In 1968, pennies were supposed to be minted with a little letter on them, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But somehow, a few of these bad boys escaped the US Mint without any mint mark at all. This wasn't supposed to happen. It was a minting error, and because errors like this are super rare, collectors go absolutely nuts for them. And when collectors go nuts, so do the prices. Alright, so now that I've got your attention, you're probably staring at every 1968 penny you've ever touched. Good. But before you quit your job and start sifting through couch cushions full-time, let's talk about how to identify the real deal. First, check the front of the coin. If you see a little D or S under the date, sorry, no millions for you. But if there's no mint mark at all, congratulations. You might be holding something incredibly valuable. But wait, before you start planning your yacht purchase, you'll need to get it authenticated. Scammers love to remove mint marks from regular pennies to fool collectors, so a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC has to confirm it's legit. Okay, here's the part you've been waiting for. The big question: how much can I get for one of these? Right now, the top tier, uncirculated 1968, no mint Mark Lincoln penny has been valued at an eye-watering $2.2 million. That's not a typo. That's $2,200,000 for a single, tiny penny. Now, of course, the condition of the coin plays a huge role. If it looks like it went through a blender, it's probably worth a lot less. But even a decent one could fetch thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let me tell you about the time I almost lost out on a fortune. A few years back, I was at my grandma's house, helping her clean out old junk drawers. And in one of them was a little plastic bag of pennies. I'm talking crusty, greenish, dusty pennies that looked like they'd been buried in the backyard for a century. I picked one up, a 1968 penny with no mint mark. But back then, I didn't know what I was looking at. So, like an absolute fool, I tossed it into the take-to-the-bank jar. Fast forward to today, and guess what? I learned about the 1968 no mint mark penny, and now I lay awake at night wondering if I gave away $1 million coin for 1 cent. How to find one before someone else does. Now that I've got you all hyped up, here's the best way to actually get your hands on one of these ultra-rare pennies. Go through old change. If you or your relatives have been hoarding pennies for years, now's the time to dig through those dusty coffee cans. Check coin rolls from banks. Sometimes, rare coins end up back in circulation, so asking for rolls of pennies from your bank can be a fun treasure hunt. Estate sales and flea markets, you'd be surprised what people sell for next to nothing. Coin shows and dealers. While you might not find one for pocket change, you could spot one for sale if you know what to look for. Oh, there you have it, folks. A tiny 1968 penny that could literally change your life. The next time someone tells you pennies are worthless, just smile and think about the $2.2 million sitting in someone's sock drawer right now. And before you go, make sure to subscribe for more money-making coin tips, rare finds, and collecting strategies. Who knows? The next video could be about the coin sitting right in your pocket. Now, go check your pennies, and if you find a good one, remember who told you first. Alright, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your old coin jar, maybe looking for some spare change for a cup of coffee, and boom, you stumble upon a penny. Just a regular OL 1963 Lincoln penny. You think, meh, it's just a penny. But what if I told you that little copper coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $2.30 million? That's right. One tiny, unassuming penny from 1963 with no mint mark has collectors losing their minds and paying a fortune for it. And today, we're diving into the wild world of this rare Lincoln cent. What makes it so valuable, how to spot one, and most importantly, could you have one hiding in your loose change right now? Trust me, you're going to want to check your pockets after this one. Let's get into it. So, what's the deal with this 1963 no mint mark penny? First things first, what even is a no mint mark penny? Well, back in the day, if a coin was minted in Philadelphia, they just didn't bother stamping it with a mint mark. Philly was like, we're the OGs, we don't need a mark. So, if you see a 1963 penny without a little letter under the date, congratulations. It was made in Philadelphia. Now, here's where things get interesting. Most 1963 no mint mark pennies are worth, well, a penny. Maybe a few cents if it's in good shape. But every now and then, a perfectly preserved, ultra-rare, high-grade specimen appears, and that's when the big money starts rolling and a collector's dream coin, graded MS, 67 or higher, sold at auction for $2.3 million. Yes, you heard that right. That's enough to buy a house, a car, and still have enough left over for a lifetime supply of cheeseburgers. Condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. If your penny looks like it's been run over by a truck, it's probably worth, well, a penny. But if it's flawless, that's when collectors start throwing money at it. Rarity. While millions of these pennies were made, only a handful exist in near-perfect condition. Collector demand. Some collectors just have deep pockets and are willing to pay outrageous prices for that one missing coin in their collection. Could you have one? Here's how to check. All right, let's talk treasure hunting. Here's how you can see if your 1963 penny is worth more than, say, a stick of gum. Look for no mint mark. If it has a D, Denver, or S, San Francisco, it's still cool, but not a jackpot. Check the condition. The shinier, the better. If it looks like it just came from the mint, you might have a winner. Get it graded. If you think you've struck gold, or copper, in this case, send your coin to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. They'll tell you if you've got a fortune or just a really nice penny. Now, let me tell you a little story. A few years back, I was at my grandma's house, helping her clean out an old dresser. She had this dusty old jar of pennies, like a mountain of them. She told me, take whatever you want. So, naturally, I took a handful, thinking nothing of it. Fast forward a week. I'm sorting through the pennies, and I see a 1963 no mint mark penny that looked brand new. I got so excited, thinking, this is it. I'm rich. I rushed to get it appraised, and guess what? Not quite the life-changing fortune I was hoping for, but hey, it was still 300 times its face value. And that's why I always say, check your coins. You never know when you might hit the jackpot. So, my friends, the next time you find some loose change in your couch cushions, don't just ignore it. That one little penny could be hiding a $1 million secret. And hey, even if it's not worth millions, every rare coin you find brings you one step closer to becoming a coin collecting pro. Now, here's the deal. If you love learning about coins that are worth serious cash and want more tips, tricks, and strategies for hunting down rare treasures, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And if you've ever found a rare coin in your pocket change, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. All right, folks, buckle up because today, we're talking about a tiny piece of copper that could change your life. A 1968 D. Lincoln penny that sold for a mind-blowing $2.4 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A penny. The thing you walk past in parking lots. The thing your grandma used to tape inside birthday cards like it was gold. Turns out, in some cases, it actually is gold. Or at least, worth a lot of it. Now, before you go flipping over your couch cushions and digging through your car's cup holders, let's break down what makes this penny so special and why it's worth more than most houses. Oh, and I've got a funny personal story about almost losing a valuable coin in the dumbest way possible. So stick around for that. Body what makes the 1968 D penny special? So, what's the deal with this little copper beauty? Why is one measly penny worth enough to buy you a mansion with a swimming pool shaped like Abraham Lincoln's face? Well, my friends, it all comes down to errors, rarity, and collectors going absolutely bananas over these things. The mint mark mystery. The key reason this 1968 D penny is worth millions is a rare mistake at the Denver Mint. Some pennies from that year were accidentally struck with a misplaced or unusual mint mark. The exact details are still debated, but this tiny error makes collectors go nuts. Condition, condition, condition. Just like with real estate, coin value depends a lot on condition. This particular penny that sold for $2.4 million, it was in near-perfect condition. No scratches, no pocket lint, no signs that someone tried to open a soda can with it. Crazy demand from collectors. Coin collectors are like treasure hunters with magnifying glasses, and when they find something rare, the bidding wars get intense. If two wealthy collectors both want the same coin, well, that's when things get interesting. A personal coin horror story now. Let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a valuable coin. Years ago, I found an old penny that looked a little off. I didn't think much of it and tossed it into my junk coin jar. You know, the one filled with buttons, paper clips, and the occasional battery I keep meaning to recycle. Fast forward a few months. I'm on the phone with a buddy who's deep into coin collecting, and he tells me, "Dude, you should check for error pennies from the 60s. Some of them are worth big money." I get curious, dump out my jar, and start looking through the pile. The penny? Gone. Turns out, my niece had used it for one of those arcade claw machines at the mall. I still have nightmares about some kid winning a teddy bear with my potentially valuable penny. Moral of the story? Check your pennies before you chuck them in a jar, folks. How to spot a 1968 D penny worth money, alright. So let's get practical. How do you know if you have one of these golden ticket pennies? Look for the D mint mark. This should be right under the year 1968 on the coin. If you don't see a D, well, it's still a penny. So congrats on your 1 cent fortune. Examine the mint mark closely. If something looks odd, misplaced, doubled, or weirdly shaped, you might have a winner. Check the condition. If your penny looks like it survived a tornado, it's probably not going to fetch millions. But if it's in great shape, get it appraised. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Sometimes, the details that make a penny valuable are too small to see with the naked eye. Trust me, your eyesight is not as sharp as you think. Current market value and why prices keep rising now. You might be wondering, okay, so one 1968 D penny sold for $2.4 million, but what are my chances of cashing in? Coin prices fluctuate based on demand, condition, and how many are in circulation. Right now, interest in rare error coins is at an all-time high. Even if yours isn't worth millions, it could still be worth hundreds or thousands. And let's be real, that's a lot better than a penny. So, my fellow treasure hunters, before you dismiss that loose change in your pocket, take a second look. That penny sitting under your car seat? That old jar of coins in your closet? They could be hiding something truly valuable. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of tips, crazy coin stories, and insider strategies coming your way.